Welcome, guys, to another live feed on this channel. Tonight, we're going to talk about no one wants to help me. When you hear someone say, no one wants to help me, they are a manipulator. They use guilt, pity parties, and emotional manipulation to create to create a narrative that the world has screwed them over and everyone is out to get them. But the truth is, they've been given many opportunities, and in many times in my life, many privileges they've been given, but they have either squandered them through their own mistakes or they haven't put in the work of their life. We all need help. I wouldn't be where I'm at without help. But no one can do the work of your life. Not your therapist, not your parents, not your church. I've heard my sister often said, no one wants to help me. My sister got a paid off car for when she turned 18, just like all the children did. She had a fund to go to college. She went to nursing school. She failed her exam and she stopped going. She stopped taking care of herself. She let herself go downhill. Now she's on disability. Now she goes sees a psychiatrist. And she constantly says, no one wants to help me. Everyone's going to pay for what they did to me. But the reality is she did it to herself. And she had more opportunities than many people I see in life. I live on the street. I've lived on the street for 2 years. Okay, I live out of my car, but I spend more time in the street than most people ever will. And I did even when I had a house. I've never lived a sheltered life. And I'm just in a convenience store and I deal with many homeless all day. I had a homeless guy come up to me today. He started his whole panhandler stuff. A panhandler, someone comes up to you, asks you for money. And I'm not mad at that hustle if they're on the street corner and they're in their one spot and you can choose to go up to them and give them their money. But it's a problem to me when they come and they enter your personal space. They walk over to where you're at and then they give you a sales pitch on them wanting money. I don't like that. And the guy, it was in a public park. The homeless guy, there was two of them. They were waiting for people to walk by. I know their whole scam. But that's fine. That's their scam. I'm not knocking their hustle. But I'm in the other side of the park. I'm sitting down. So I see someone walking up because I'm looking at the side of my eye. Jacob, brother, thank you. I appreciate that. Good to see you. Thank you, Jacob. So I'm looking at the side of my eye, and this homeless guy comes up to me, and he approaches me, and he says, I'm sorry to bother you. He goes, but I'm homeless. I said, well, let me stop you there. I said, I'm homeless too. And he goes, really? I go, yeah. And he goes, and then he was stunned. He didn't know what to say because I am homeless. What is he going to say? And the next thing he said was nothing. He just walked off. And that's all he could say. Now, does he have a mental problem? Does he have a drug addiction? I don't know. But I know I've dealt with shelters. I know I've dealt with churches. I know I've dealt with, down here in Florida, you can get a job. You can stand outside of a store and just hold up a sign and say there's a sale here. So, and if you're at the point where you can't even function, where you can hold up a sign to get money, and you're out in the street, that's on you, man. You got the mental capacity to come up to me to give me a sales pitch. Just like many people, they got the mental capacity to create 50 different Gmail accounts to get free Netflix. They have the mental capacity to navigate the digital world, to create fake profiles, to get free subscriptions to Netflix and everything else, but they don't have the mental capacity to work at McDonald's and say, do you want fries with that? I'm not buying no one wants to help you. I am buying the fact that you've been blessed and privileged, but you don't want to acknowledge that anyone has helped you and you don't want to take accountability for your life. We all need help. I've gotten help. I wouldn't be where I'm at without help, but I've also done the work of my life. We all need breaks. We all need forgiveness. But we all need to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I have to take it from here. I have to build my life from here. I just heard a guy, in the street screaming the same thing. He's talking loud on his phone. And he was saying that same whole bit that no one wanted to help him. And almost like with a violent yell on the phone, not joking around, but violent. And, look, it could be an anger issue. It could be a mental thing. But, look, if you're at a certain point where you can't even function in society, it's not about no one wants to help you. It's about you shouldn't even be in society then. So at some point, at some level, which I see here out in the street that I live, which I see in the family I was brought up with, which I see in society, it's not the fact that no one wants to help you, because what I found in life, I'm a very realist person. I don't try to give you guys the Joel Osteen sales pitch that life is all glorious. I tell you guys that I hate life, the different things I hate about life, but I also tell you guys stay positive. Because what I've seen in life, I've seen more people willing to help than people who would just leave you astray. I've even seen big corporations go out of their way to help people and people not want to take the help. So I don't buy, especially in America, I don't buy that no one wants to help you. I don't buy that society doesn't want to help you. I don't buy that whole sales pitch. I don't buy you coming up to me in the park and giving me a sales pitch. I don't buy the fact that you have had many opportunities through your life. You failed, but we all fail. I understand life is painful. And I understand it takes a level of mental tenacity, but it takes a level of humility. Because even if you're totally at a bad place with mental capacity, if you can't acknowledge the fact that your parents helped you, a church helped you, society helped you, if you can't acknowledge that, it's not a matter of mental toughness. It's a matter of bad character. There's mental illness and character illness. And lashing out on others and not taking any accountability for your life, that's not mental. That's character. Character matters. Like if everything is a mental disability, then we basically saying like, look, if you have any mental issue, you have total right to kill people. You have a total right to be an asshole. You don't. You can get locked up, and you should get locked up. And, look, there's only so much society or family member people can do for you. And if you can't function, hey, look. But what I found is, again, they can function. They can create 50 different profiles to get free Netflix. They can spy on their ex-boyfriend. They know how to, go online and be an internet investigator. They know how to do the research and to find out how much you sold your house for. They know how to do a lot of things that they claim they're mentally ill and can't do. They got a fucking handicap sticker on their car that's probably paid off for by someone else, and they're running in the store, and then they curse that they gotta wait on a line. You know how many people I see with a handicap sticker on their car that shouldn't have one? It's a total disgrace. People out there parking in a handicap spot, and they're damn near moonwalking, to pick up a sub. Now, look, if you're older and you need it, hey, please. I worked with a guy. He had a handicap sticker, and, he would ride a motorcycle to work. And I said, brother, why the hell you parking in the handicap? And I told him too. I loved him, but I came up to him, I said, why are you parking in the handicap thing, man? And he goes, well, not every illness is mental, is physical. Some's mental. I don't know, man. I disagree with it. I disagree with it. At some point, it's like, I don't want to hear like, you may have been dealt some bad cards in life, but I've seen some, I just see a lot of misdirected anger. Okay. I understand the anger of life. I can understand how you could hate life. I understand the injustices of life. I understand everyone has their own story. So I don't want to belittle anyone's mental struggles, physical struggles, financial struggles. I'm not about that. But I also don't want to be around people, whether they're my family members, people in society, whatever. I try to avoid that. No one wants to help them, because what I found is society is very helpful. Again, especially in America, there's a lot of different opportunities that you can get. Not going to make your life perfect. I'm not the one here preaching to give you a Joel Osteen speech, but at least to survive and to make out, if you're willing to do some work, if you're willing to put some effort into your life, if you're willing to humbly acknowledge that you fucked up a little bit. You were a bad husband. You were a bad father. And you have to take accountability, but you got to go forward. That's all it is. It's not a matter of, all of us do that. All of us fail. All of us made mistakes. So it's not a matter of like you're admitting that you're worse than someone else, and don't play that pity party. That, oh yeah, I'm the worst person ever. Like, soon as you finally get someone to admit like they've made some mistakes, which we all have, me included, then they start to go overboard and say, oh yeah, I'm the worst person ever, just blame me. And they say it sarcastically to try to reverse psychology. These are the type of people that go to a therapist and try to, and the therapist I see, especially like I look online, I see different people. These people have no idea what real life is. They've studied in like school about psychology and they got no real life experience about dealing with psychopaths or dealing with the ungrateful. The ungrateful and the psychopath, to me, there's this much difference. This much. And what I've found in life is hard. I don't deny that, but there's a lot of blessing. Okay. As far as there's some good stuff. And when life is bad, life is shit. But you can't be disingenuous and say no one tried to help you. Especially if you honestly look at your life and you see a lot of people did try to help you. And yeah, I'm sure there's some people that screwed you over. Welcome to the club. Huh. Welcome to the club. You think you're the only one that got screwed over in life? You think you're the only one? That's the other thing. Then they try to act like the world did them so dirty and they got better than a lot of other people. Some people I see like the world really did them dirty. And sometimes I see them and they're more positive than most people. I say, oh shit. Finally, once in a while I see someone, I said, damn, they got a right to complain. Life dealt them a bad hand. And you know what? On average, they seem to be more positive than someone who's lived a very privileged life. So I don't belittle anyone's pain of life, whether you have mental issues, whether you don't, whether you have a handicap sticker on your if you got a Dodge Charger, you should never even be able to qualify for a handicap sticker. If you got a motorcycle, you shouldn't be able to qualify for a I mean, come on, man. You know how much ability you have to drive a motorcycle or to drive a Dodge Charger? But you're basically like driving an Indianapolis 500. There's no way you should have a handicap sticker, man. If you're driving like a bumper car, and maybe, all right, but not a Dodge Charger. To me, if you got a handicap sticker on a Dodge Charger, you're a psychopath. So I'm just sharing what I see in life out here in the street and my family. And you can't cure it. Like the guy I just heard hollering on the phone with his cell phone saying, yeah, no one tried to help me, but fuck them, I'm getting my life together and this and that. I'm not dealing with women anymore. They destroyed my life, this and that. He may have some legitimate things, but in his whole rant about how no one tried to help him, I didn't hear him say anything that he did wrong. Nothing. He did everything right. And all of a sudden, the whole world turned against him. Everyone did him wrong. In his whole rant, I didn't hear anything that he did wrong. And that to me shows a person with bad character. I don't even get in an argument with them. I don't even get in a conversation. I don't play therapist with them. I just avoid them. I keep my mouth shut. I give them one word answer. I say, you know what? I'm homeless too. And I shut my mouth. Or I just shut my mouth. Because there's no debating the unthankful. There's no debating someone who is dead set on seeing life so skewed and doesn't want to take any accountability. And that's the topic tonight, guys. I take a hydration break. Please hit that thumbs up button. Leave the comments. I see a lot of them. Share the video. And thank you for the love. Jacob, thank you for the super chat, brother. I'm proud of you. Jacob working hard for the money. Working at Wendy's, getting his life together. That's what I'm talking about, Jacob. You keep pushing forward, brother. Love and respect coming from the hot Florida. Do I like it hot? Hell yeah. What's the temperature in New Jersey right now? 50 degrees. That's spring. Spring weather in New Jersey. 50 degrees low, 60 high. For apathy too. I love apathy. She left a comment today and told me, Sam, it's only 60. Now I tried to be positive. I said, well, at least it's warming up. But I love your apathy. I said, that's cold as hell in my mind. I can't go back, guys. I can't go back. I'll go back to see my mother, though. Let's go to all live comments. Keelan, stay hydrated, brother. Thank you for thinking of me. Yes, guys, drink more water. Take care of your health, guys. Good job. Ryan B. Hey, Sam, what's up, Ryan? How's that Prius, man? Random, what's up, brother? I give you a thumbs up, Sam. Well, I appreciate that. I don't take that for granted, and I'm thankful. Thank you, brother. Oh, that's Goon Loso? What's up, support, Sam? Hey, 203 New Haven, Connecticut in the house. Good to see you, Goon. I love the drive. Hey, sunglass face emoji, smiley and peace. I think about you guys. I thought about you. I love to drive. I know sometimes it may be tough to hear the words that I'm saying. I know I say them passionately, but I have to believe that people who understand me, and people who don't never will. I love to drive. I appreciate you. I respect you, and I love you. Keep pushing forward. Luke, what's up, brother? Hey, Sam, what's up? I have not talked to you in a minute, yes, but keep doing you. Don't feel obligated to come in here or anywhere. Just do you. Hope you're doing well. I hope the same for you. Positive vibes. Thank you. Always love your messages. Well, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, brother. God bless. And then he gave celebrations emoji. And then he goes, leaving the Nomad, I thought of your car. What are some things that we are on the most in your day-to-day exist? He's saying, living like a nomad, I guess. I thought of your car. What are some things that we are on the most in your day-to-day existence? I don't understand that question. Maybe it wasn't typed right. But look, the biggest thing in my existence is waking up early, working, doing something productive, handling your biggest tasks, whether they're work or personal errands, between 8 a.m. to noon, going for a walk, working out, using your creativity in some manner, some platform, doing some things that are entertainment, then going for another walk, then engaging some type of self-care, hygiene, laundry, and staying busy and productive all day. Self-care is a full-time job. I'll never forget, so if you structure your day and you don't just lay around and turn over from one side to the other, crawl under the blankets and say, no one wants to help me. No one wants to help me. If you sleep all day and just roll around your bed and you wake up at 9 p.m. and you finally say you're ready to face the world, and then you curse the world, the fact that no one wanted to help you. Well, let me tell you something. If you wake up past noon, it's not the fact that no one wants to help you. It's the fact that you're not helping yourself. And I understand how some people can't help themselves. But when you can't help yourself, look, you take it in the ass and you don't bitch about it. You just bend over, and I say this not literally, guys, please. It's just like the Bible. There's some things in there you shouldn't take literally. This is a figurative talk of speech, right? So, you just bend over and you take it and you keep your mouth shut. Jacob. Hey, Sammy. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing the best I can. Thank you, brother, for the super chat. Love. How you doing, man? Working hard. I'm good. Work was good. Good, brother. I was overloaded because a coworker got overloaded. Well, that's what happens. People stop showing up at their job. How do you get ahead? Just keep showing up. By default, you'll get promoted. By default, you'll get a promotion. Because I guarantee you, if you start a job and you show up consistently for 1 year, at least 50% of the people you work with will drop out for one reason or another. So that's the best advice I can give, but most people will never follow it, and then they'll try to figure out how to get around the system. They don't have the capacity to show up every day, but they have the capacity to create 50 different profiles to get free Netflix. What do I think about that? Look, they may have a mental issue, but I also think they're a little bit of a jerk, and I can't co-sign. And then he goes, he was overworked because someone was basically dropping a ball, and I had to watch 2 operations. You can do it, brother. You got what it takes. At work, but I'm just passing Sammy love and respect, brother. I got a lot of love and respect for you, Jacob. You built your life, okay? You're building your life. You ain't blaming no one. I'm sure you got some bad hand that was dealt to you, just like we all do, but I respect and love you for the fact that you're trying your best, you're showing up, and even if you fail along the way, look, your life isn't about not failing. And I'm not trying to make some grand speech about you fall, you get back up, because it sucks. And the only reason is by the grace of God you get up. And the only reason to get up is because, look, if you stay down, the world keeps kicking you. There's no great philosophy, guys. The great philosophy is if you ever get seduced and you don't want to get back up anymore, you just want to roll over in your bed, guess what I figured out? The world will keep kicking you even when your lazy ass is crawled under your blankets, okay? And nothing will stop. So you might as well get the hell up and put in the work of your life. Good job. Luke, thank you again, my brother Jacob. Luke, what wears on you the most living in your car? Never having one fixed place to go to every night. And if you get comfortable and you only go to one fixed place, eventually either the cops will disperse it, something will change, and you won't have a mind of adaptation. So you better be used to and you better practice moving on a regular basis. But that constant movement, never being settled, that wears on the mind. And that's why the average person living on the road full time, whether car, van, or RV or whatever, they only last 8 months, because that constant nagging in the mind that they're not settled, it takes a discipline to settle your mind. And some people go from one thing to another and they try to settle their mind, but you got to be willing to deal with it. And if you're not willing to deal with it, you're going to have to figure out either renting a room, renting an apartment, or doing whatever you want. And you could do it, I would think, even close to just as cheap, if not cheaper, depending on how you live this lifestyle. But most people, they're not even willing to do that. They're not even willing to say, look, I can get a cheap room. If I work at Walmart and I show up every day, I can live a decent life. They're not willing to do that. They're willing to stand in line for 6 hours to get a handicap sticker on their car, even though they have the physical ability to run into the store. That's a disgrace, in my opinion. Now, if you need a handicap sticker, you should get one, okay? My mom has one. If you're overweight, if you're very elderly, if you got big issues, I'm co-signing. But if you're just ungrateful and a nasty person, I don't know how the hell you got the handicap sticker. But then again, I don't know how the hell you got prescribed a lot of pills. Well, actually, I do know. You nagged and you bitched and you blamed everyone else until people said, you know what, just sedate the person because I don't want to deal with them anymore. And that's what happens. And I'm not mad at that either because I don't want to deal with you. But what I'm trying to say is, for anyone out there that wants to try as best they can to change their life, you can't always say that no one wants to help you. Because if you honestly look back in your life, you can say, you know what, a lot of people tried to help me. And maybe you didn't want to help. Maybe you want to try to figure it out on your own. That's fine too. But look, then you got to take the hits. And you can't bitch and moan about it. Good job. Luke, it's truly tough mentally to survive. Well, it also takes a little bit of humility and grace and open-mindedness to learn. When you feel alone, well, look, we're all alone. We born alone, die alone. And that's to me like a pity party. But I understand. Let me respect you. I do respect you and read your comment fully. I apologize. It's truly tough mentally to survive when you feel alone or you really don't have people in your corner, and different people have different levels of mental toughness. Well, I agree with you. You got a PYT. You got a Russian girlfriend, a young girl, and I don't know, it's like Columbine. Remember Columbine was the horrific shooting that happened, and they had like 5 friends. And I remember Chris Rock saying, look, they had enough to run a full-court basketball team. So, if you look around in your life, Luke, what you're going to find is you probably had some people that were looking to help you or that do help you and that are positive. The problem is you may be focusing on your mother or a couple people that did you wrong, but if you honestly look at your life, I mean, you have internet, so, you have a phone, you have a laptop, you're doing something where you're doing commerce. You're able to go to the thrift store. You have the mental toughness, Luke, to lift stuff on eBay and to flip it. So I don't buy that you don't have the mental toughness to deal with being alone, because you have the mental toughness to go into the thrift store for hours. You have the mental toughness to go into the thrift store for hours to pick out a deal because you logically calculate that you can buy something cheaper and then take it and then sell it to someone else for more money. So you have mental toughness to make your money or at least process it, then you can do it. And I'm pushing you a little bit, but if you have that mental toughness, then shit, you can show up at Walmart and be a greeter and make more money than most people, because most people ain't willing to show up. And what you're going to find is when you work and when you go to Walmart and when you go to the gym, you're going to find people that want to be your friends. I got to avoid making friends. People, I'm like Eddie Murphy in the Raw. I'm like Eddie Murphy delirious when people throwing the panties at me. I got MILFs throwing their panties at me. I got people wanting to be friends because I'm high energy. People want to be around me. But I'm like, no, I want a detached life. But I guarantee you this, even if you don't have energy like me, even if you got energy like Jeb Bush, if you show up every day at Walmart, you're guaranteed at least to get 5 friends. If you show up every day at the gym, I guarantee you people will talk to you. People are dying to be social. Most of society wants to make friends. So if you really wanted to, all you got to do is look around. Everyone will be your friend. You go to church, and I went to church, and you have to establish new relationships, sometime to rebuild your life. But you have the mental toughness. But the thing is, you're negatively self-talking about yourself to try to put yourself in this corner where you don't have what it takes. But you have what it takes. Like my sister, she'll go shopping in the store for hours and do bargains and this and this and that. If you got that mental capacity, I don't buy the fact that you don't have the mental capacity, not to be perfect, not to be Sammy, but at least be the best you. So I got to push back a little bit on that, brother. I love you. Deb, I love you. Thank you for showing up. Deb, you just enhanced your life 100% by showing up tonight. Thank you, and I love you. But my heart definitely goes out to people that feel alone. Well, yeah, my heart don't go too far out because a lot of people make their own bed and then they bitch about how it feels. That are genuine cases of despair. Well, let me tell you something. Hey, I don't know where you've lived, but I lived in the street. I've lived in houses, and a lot of people, what I've found is most people make their own bed and then they complain about it. So I don't feel that much. I feel empathy. I feel compassion. But I'm not buying the whole sad speech. Look, everyone's sad. We're all sad. Look, life's a little sad, but you got to make the most of it while you're here. And if you don't have that capacity, then, you got to go lock yourself up somewhere. Luke, with that being said, there are definitely a lot of scammers. Most people are. And most people who have just spent time philosophizing about life and not in the streets, then that's what they think. Look, most people out in the street either have mental problems or drug problems, okay? And that's it. There are some exceptions. But look, I've worked with homeless shelters. I work with soup kitchens. If you really want help, you can get it. Most people I know on the street, they don't want to be in any type of conformity. Don't want to conform to any system. They don't want to report to anyone. They want to do them. They want to drink. They want to smoke. They don't want to be controlled mentally, and they have that right. You know what I mean? So, look, you can walk. Look, if you can pass a drug test, you can get a job at Walmart for $10 an hour. Oh, but some people just don't want to work, and I'm not mad at that. So look, there's a lot of opportunity in society. Like I'm for UBI, I'm for universal stuff because I know you're never going to eliminate a certain level of society. And I'd rather just cut the BS and give everyone a check because look, the government prints money. We're 20 trillion in debt. We give tax breaks to the rich. They don't need it. They hoard more cash. They do stock buybacks. They don't really into the economy. It's just the stock ticker going up. So what I can tell you is this. I'm all for that. But at the end of the day, I'm not for it because I'm just for it because it is what it is. But there's a lot of good in society. Like I say, society and even with the tax cuts and stuff, that's actually helped some, unemployment's low. You can get a job if you could show up. And so we have to acknowledge the bad, but then we also say, look, a lot of people are willing to help. Even Trump is willing to help you. And, but look, you got to play the game a little bit. So just say no one's out there helping you. There's a lot of help out there, guys. Thank you, though, for the comment, Luke. Random. Let's take a hydration break. I'm sweating. I'm in Florida, guys. Love, respect. Random. Why a car? Because it's the best way to live a mobile life. Okay, it's the most efficient with gas and maintenance. Its RV is a huge depreciating asset that has a lot of maintenance and it's not as stealth. So it's the most efficient, it's the cheapest. I didn't have to buy anything new. I just used what I had. And I figured if I didn't like this lifestyle, I can always go back to a conforming life as an easy transition. Because you're always going to need a car. You're going to need a job unless you're going to play that game that no one wants to help me. So you're always going to need a car unless you're going to Uber something. I don't want to Uber. I want to drive. So I already need a car, whether I live in an apartment house or whatever. So that's a go. I don't want an RV because it's just more headache. So it's the most simplest, efficient, effective way to live the life I'm looking to live, period. Why not something more like a van? I don't want more room. I don't want more stuff. Like if I wanted more stuff or if I was older, then I would say a van or RV makes sense. But there's no part of my lifestyle that says, Sam, I wish I had more room. I knew a girl on here, Sarah. She still comes in once in a while. I don't know if she's a dude. I'll say it's 50-50. I think she's a girl. Maybe. I love you, Sarah. If you're watching, I love you. So Sarah was living out of her Jeep. Or maybe Sal, I don't know. Sarah, I love you. And she told me she bought a Transit Connect. Now, I think for a woman, that's a good car because you can squat. I think a woman's got to pee. But if you are a woman, you could get like a catheter urination thing that goes right into a bottle. But she upgraded to a Ford Transit Connect. You know the first thing she said when she got the car? She goes, it's nice, but the first thing I had to do was buy more stuff to fill it up. So if I would get a van, it would be that. But I don't want more clothes. I don't want more knickknacks. I don't want storage. So what does a van get me? A van doesn't get me anything. It loses efficiency. It loses gas miles. It loses stealth. I lose my sunroof, all because I want a van. Not at my stage, not at my age, not in my mindset. But if someone wanted to do that, I'm not mad at them because everyone's different. And again, I'm just sharing my personal perspective. Good question. Mel, what's up, brother? Mel, tell me something good. Mel, how are you, man? How's life treating you, brother? Luke? I guess everyone has a case-by-case situation. I know that's right. But for me, I definitely ran across people who have genuine needs. All right, well, give me their whole example. Give me a story on how they were raised. Did they have no parents? Did they have an opportunity to get a job? Why don't they work? And what's their whole situation? And my empathetic heart has caused me to reach out. Well, give me their whole situation. And I'm not mad if you want to be an enabler. I've dealt with enablers my whole life, too. Whether it be my mom or anybody else, they're codependent. Because they have low self-esteem, they like to see other people either doing the same or worse than them, and then they try to help them because it's a distraction between working on their own life. Enablers and codependent people, they like distractions. They like to try to help other people. They like to adopt pets. They like to volunteer for causes, but they don't like waking up, working out, going to work. They like distracting and acting like they're helping others because they're scared to help themselves. Self-care is a full-time job. Before you adopt a pit bull, before you work in a soup kitchen, before you try to help someone else, are you helping yourself? Because if you're not helping yourself, I think you're a scam artist. I think you're no different than the homeless guy who's using drugs and then tries to come up and panhandle it to me. So I've seen that in life. I haven't lived a shelter life. This isn't a philosophy. I'm not saying this applies to everyone. And I'm not even saying it applies to you. But I'm saying this is my real life factual experience. Love and respect. Luke, I have a neighbor who is 70 plus, no family, no kids, major disabilities. So I try ever now and then. Yeah, does he have Social Security? Is he getting Medicaid? Is he getting supplemental housing? How big is his house? How much square footage? Does he have a car? Did he ever get an inheritance? You don't know his whole situation. I mean, if you look down, if you looked at Trump tax returns, you just found out he lost $1 billion in 10 years. So if you pulled up this guy's record, he may do the same thing. So, and if you really needed help, does he go to a church? Does he go to a charity? You don't know what he does. Now, can you still help him? Yeah. But are you working? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you feeling sad? Are you depressed? And then are you distracting yourself by helping this older guy to justify your existence? I don't know. I've seen both. I'm not saying this is you, but this is my thoughts. I love you. Stay positive. Sketchy, good to see you, brother. Next. Jason, Sam, you're awesome, my brother. The love is reciprocated to you, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Journey with Joy. What's up, my brother? Tennessee in house. My mother has a very bad knee. My mom, too. She needs a knee replacement, but she's too overweight and she has diabetes, and she may have waited too long. Let's continue to read. And qualifies for handicap plates. Those my mom. But refuses to get one because she doesn't think her pain is bad enough. I would see for me, I don't know her age, but I would think she would be elderly. I don't know her weight and everything else. So I'm not going to say definitely, but for me, I got no problem with that. I got a problem with someone who has a Dodge Charger driving 70 miles an hour in a 50 mile an hour zone, pulls up, parks damn near on a slant, and then runs into Quick Check to get a sub, and he's got a handicap sticker. Or some ungrateful daughter who goes to the therapist and blames her mom that she can't work, but she can create 50 different profiles online. She can spy and investigate her ex-boyfriend, but she can't park in a regular parking spot. Those are the type of people I'm talking about. So people who really need it, not talking about them. Good job, Luke. And chat, even for a little while, just to show him some humanity. I understand, but show that same compassion to yourself. Because if you're not showing that compassion to yourself and you don't want to talk to yourself, then to me, you're just wasting your life. But I understand where you're coming from. I love you, Luke. Stay positive. Ryan, my brother. Good to see you. Ron. I like the people at Walmart that drive the electric carts. My mom does that sometimes. And gets to the parking lot. Oh, my mom don't do that. And jump off and run to their car. Yeah, I seen those people. I'm handicapped and hanging from the rear view. Brother, you ain't never lie about that. Good to see you, Ron. Apathy, very nice, Luke. Well, we agree to disagree, Luke. I love you, but I gotta speak my truth. You're speaking your truth. Patricia, true. Apathy. Hey, Sam, keep it real. I'm just being myself. I'm not a big proponent of the keep it real slogan. I understand the sentiment, and I thank you for that. But I'm just sharing my real life actual experience. Like, keep it real is like I'm trying to be tough or I'm trying to, be a show bravado in how blunt I am. But I'm not trying to show bravado. I'm not trying to, prove a point that I'm more mentally tough than anyone. I'm not. I'm saying these are my actual real life experiences. Either today, dealing with a homeless guy in the street, or dealing with a homeless guy at the corner store, or dealing with an ungrateful family member, or dealing with a codependent mother, or the different things I've been through in life. These are my real life experiences. It's not about me barking about I'm this bravado guy, but just trying to add perspective to that. Thank you, Apathy. Good to see you. Patricia, never give up on yourself. True. But look, even if you want to give up on yourself, acknowledge that other people tried to help you, but you gave up on yourself. So I know plenty of people, and I understand why. I understand the mental pain of life. If you decide to give up, that's fine. You have that right. But don't say that no one tried to help you. Don't do that. Joey, I have a handicap place card, and I have a Dodge Charger. You're a complete scam artist. It's an automatic. I bought it before that became disabled. Well, brother, you should be trading that Dodge Charger in for a Ford Transit Connect, man, with a electronic cart. What's your disability? And how can you still drive a Dodge Charger, man? Journey with Jordan. If you're driving a motorcycle on the same road as a four-wheel vehicle, it's a damn disaster out there. Old people driving Class A RVs, I see a lot of accidents out to that, and probably do have a mental handicap. Well, then they should be in a mental institution, guys. That's my opinion. Because if you're going to say you have a mental, it's got to be one or the other, Jason. I want to be a van dweller. Okay. I know it will be hard. Well, okay, that's true. I have no family. Okay. I basically live like I have no family, but I understand. I do have a loving mother and I love her. And I have had help. I have had help in my life. I want to be clear. I want to see the world. Well, I'm not mad at you. Do what you do. Sam, I love your words. Thank you. And your videos. Thank you. The stories you say. Thank you. Everything is true. Well, brother, wait till you get out here in the street and Joey cuts you off in his Dodge Charger because he's got to get to his handicap spot. And, I don't want to mock your disability because I don't know what it is. But I got to read the next part and how you told me what your disability is, how you can still drive a Dodge Charger. Journey with Jordan. 87 degrees in North Tennessee. Wish that was maximum hotness. Well, brother, let the heat continue. Fire emoji. Apathy. How do you find peace, Sam? Mind, body, and soul. I went to church for 10 years. I read scriptures. I did the work of my spiritual life. I work out. I walk. I only keep healthy relationships. And the grace of God. And just keep pushing forward. Because if you decide not to find peace, if you decide not to go for a walk, if you decide not to show up, you're only going to hurt yourself. You're going to feel bad about yourself. And when you feel bad about yourself, when you don't wake up on time, when you don't go to work, when you don't do things, then you have to say that no one helps you because you're scared to look in the mirror and say, you know what? A lot of people tried to help me, but I just didn't do the work of my life. So this is how I run through that question. Again, I'm not barking at you, Apathy. I'm just trying to say, like, when someone would ask me that's that thought process that I just verbally communicated. That's exactly how I run through life. And that's my mindset, right? The Prius is excellent. Well, brother, that's a great choice, man. Good thing you didn't get a Dodge Charger, but let me see what Joey got to say. About to get my first maintenance done. There you go. Array have 2 rock chips in the window. I'm sorry to hear that. I have my windshield cracked too because of a rock chip. Lots of construction in my area. It's growing insanely fast in Salt Lake County. You know what? Oh, thank you, brother, for sharing. You know the guy in Charlottesville who they have that white supremacist meeting in Charlottesville, and that one, the white girl died that was in the opposite crowd. The guy who had a Dodge Charger who ran her over, he already had a history of domestic dispute in his mother. He pulled a knife on his handicapped mother. He drove a Dodge Charger. He had a criminal record of having the cops called to his house. He put a knife to his handicapped mother who was in a wheelchair. How was he even able to lease a Dodge Charger? I mean, that's the thing. Like, he's going to blame someone else? I don't think so. James, preach Sam, please. Thank you, brother. Good to see you. Luke, are you still doing DoorDash? No, I haven't. Because I just looked at it as I wanted to do it for a solid month to know that if I ever needed to do it, I could. But I built up my career. My main job is enough to sustain me. I don't want to burn myself out. I don't want to sacrifice self-care. And I do this as supplemental income. If I need to, I'm willing to do that. My whole life has proved that. The number one thing you need to know in life, if you're not willing to work, you're going to get fucked. And then you're going to say that no one tried to help you. But the truth is, no one can show up to work other than you. You got to show up to your job. There's no way around it. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. But you're going to end up in some therapist office blaming that no one tried to help you. That's my opinion. Anymore, or have you cut that down? I pretty much cut it out at this point. Pizza Guy, I like the way you take control of your life every day. Thank you, brother, for that compliment. Thank you. Go, Sam. Same to you, brother. Thank you. Peace and love, brother. Peace and love to you also. I believe you've been through a divorce. Divorce is a big reason a lot of people are homeless, or at least financially destitute. If you Google why do people become homeless, it's either mental disability, physical disability, don't want to work. There's some people just lazy, or there's some people that went through a divorce. A divorce is hugely devastating financially. But the good news is, when you totally get stripped financially, you realize you don't need a lot to survive. Look, guys, I think you need to make close to $20 an hour. You can make $15, $20 an hour, and you can live in your car. I'm not going to say you're going to live a great life. I'm not going to lie to you, but I think that you can live a good, decent life. And so that's true. Journey with Jordan, what's up, man? Thank you for the super chat. The Dodge Charger jokes are killing me. Well, brother, thank you for the support. I appreciate that. Thank you, man, for your kindness. Now, again, if someone has a Dodge Charger and they have a legitimate disability and they can explain it, then again, it is what it is. And again, I don't care if you're going around printing them, but this is my experience. Now, I don't want to mock anyone that has a disability, but I'm just curious. how you could have that disability and still drive that type of fast racing vehicle. Just like I knew someone that used to do that with a motorcycle. I'm like, brother, how can you say you have a mental disability? You're driving a motorcycle. That's not safe to be on the road. And he goes, well, my disability isn't based on that. I said, what is it based on? And then he just gave me a whole bunch of nothing. Like the sales pitch the homeless guy tried to give me in the street today. Except when I told him I was homeless too, he just shut up. What can he say? So pro tip to anyone out there who's living in a car. Like if you have a homeless guy come up to you and he says, look, can I borrow my, I say, I'm homeless too. What is he going to say after that? He can't say anything. He was like a deer in headlights. And I just looked at him like the same way he's looking at me. And he just walked away. He said, no problem. I said, all right. It is what it is, guys. Luke, question mark. Luke. Thank you again, Journey with Jordan. Thank you, Jacob. Luke. What year is your Prius, Ron? I think it's a new one. He got it going in 2018, man. I like that. What a sunroof, man. You got the last good year, man. Wham. I think the fact that we are alone doesn't affect our social life. We believe that we are alone and expecting nothing from others. Well, I like the point. I like that you point out that you shouldn't expect anything from others. And again, it's not the fact that if you want to be social, all you have to do is go into any room with any amount of people. Most people are dying to talk. Most people are dying to be somewhat social. So you can't say that no one wants to be your friend. You could go to a coffee shop, a church, a gym. You can go to any type of venue. And if you just smile and you're welcoming, you can create friends. They don't have to be like sincere best friends, but just decent people. There's a lot of decent people out there willing to help or willing to be nice. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to, like he's kind of saying. But I like the fact they say if you are choosing to be social, you can't expect anything from anyone. And I don't. Don't put anyone on a pedestal, including me, and you'll live a better life. I agree with that. Good comment. Luke, question mark. Ryan B. My Prius 2016. Well, that's another good year. Ryan, sorry, not sure how to reply directly. I believe, Ryan, to do that, you use the symbol at, like you would do it at Gmail, like you would sign up for 50 free Netflix accounts because you can't get a job, but you can sign up for 50 free Gmail accounts. So you would put like a dolphin dildo at gmail.com. That would be one of your fake profiles. So if you wanted to respond directly to someone in a live comment, you would go at, and then you go like Luke or whatever. Just start typing the name and then it automatically pre-populates. See, Jason just did it. And then that will like highlight the name so they can see you're replying to them. Good job. Gail, what's going on, Gail? Good to see you. Hang in there. You hang tough. You got what it takes. Great topic tonight, Sam. I love you. Handicap is well overrated. And again, love and respect to everyone out there who needs it. I support anyone with a disability. So please, I want to be clear that I'm deciphering here people who play the game and people who legitimately need it. And I think people who are mature can understand that. Thank you for understanding. Yes, too many people use it to their advantage. Gail, you're a very bright woman. That's why I like you. The government is finally checking into disability fraud. Well, it's a shame because I think a lot of people get caught in the crosshairs. And I'm not a big person like, the government should crack down on people who collect welfare or people who collect disability, because the tax fraud that goes on in the upper class and the financial manipulation by the wealthy is a total disgrace. There's more financial corporate welfare than social welfare. That's why I'm for UBI. I'm for universal basic income. Let's just cut the crap. Everyone gets a minimum $1,000 a month, no disability justification, no whatever justification. Let's cut all the bureaucracy. Let's cut the government workers down. Let's cut all the psychiatrist bullshit. Everyone gets a certain set amount, because I do believe that we should never have a thing where people are destitute, okay? And I believe that what we have for the senior citizens is total disgrace. Social Security should be $1,500 minimum, okay? And so because corporate welfare is run amok, but yet we want to have people who collect regular welfare to be drug tested, which I'm totally for. But like people who do corporate welfare, we should drug test them because, they're playing the game too, is what I'm trying to say. But I totally agree. Brandon, NJ getting better though. Believe me, I have 37 years in NJ. It gets better in June to August, and then the Jersey Shore is packed. It's too crowded, and there's not enough places to go. And then September always comes around again, and then all the girls say it's hoodie season. I can't wait to go to the farms and pick berries. That's not for me. I want 24/7 hot tropical Florida where there's plentiful beaches, plentiful MILFs. I do not like Jersey. I don't like the Jersey Shore. I don't even care when it gets hot. I will go up there to visit my mom, but that's it. Let's continue to read your comment. New Jersey's getting better, though. You know, the summers here are great. No, they're a disaster. The Jersey Shore is too crowded, but that's my opinion, and I love you and I respect you. Would you ever take the snowboard route? No, I would only go up there on a vacation. So I believe in, like, I would go up there for 2 weeks, max 4 weeks, and then I would come back. I want to be a full-time Floridian and only take a vacation, sometimes to New Jersey, sometimes to other places. But I looked at being a snowbird. I did a couple videos in the beginning of my channel, but I don't want to go up there for 6 months or 4 months. I only want to go to vacation 2 weeks, 4 weeks max, but that's it. The Jersey Shore is too crowded. I spent a lot of time there, and I want to be by the beach. So if I can't be by the beach and enjoy myself, I'm not going. What's my favorite Jersey Shore town? Avalon, because it's the least crowded town by a nice beach, and that's it. Good job. Those Florida summers are hot. Well, brother, I like it hot. And most days in New Jersey are just as hot. The thing is, it's not consistent. So in Florida, you have consistent heat and it's consistently humid. So it makes like the sweat ooze out of your body. Like right now, I'm sweating. I want to sweat. See, like right now in New Jersey, you probably still have like a hoodie on. You're eating greasy soup. I don't want that. I want to be drenched in sweat, brother. I researched what was the hottest state in the United States of America. And then I came to Florida. I wanted to be hot. So I'm not like that person that came to Florida and then complained about the heat. I like it hot. And not everyone does, and I'm okay with that. Let's read what Joey has to say. I'm handicapped. I'm only 35. What is your handicap? My hips are dying. Okay, it's painful to walk. I'm never ashamed to use the handicap. Why do you still Dodge? How can you still, if you're in that much pain, drive a Dodge Charger? That's a low to the ground sports racing mode vehicle. I'm never ashamed to use the handicap spot. I disagree, but that's your opinion, and I don't wish pain on you. They won't give me hip replacements because they say I'm too young. Well, see, I don't know all the information, and I don't know how you can be in that much discomfort and still drive that type of automobile. But that's my opinion. I don't know your pain. You have a right to feel your own way. I don't wish pain on you. I wish you nothing but the best. But in my mind, I'm just giving you my honest opinion, but I don't want to take that handicap thing away from you. I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want you to be in pain, but I have to also express how I feel about it, and hopefully we can still be friends. If we can, I understand. Lillian Adams, hey, hello. Ryan B. If you get denied disability, yeah, most people get denied and then they keep applying. That's the trick. You get denied and you keep applying until you get it. Like they don't put that much energy into like applying for a job. They can create a lot of different profiles. They can still drive certain cars, but they can't work. So I don't know how they can do all that, but they can't work. But that's their right. And I don't want to, look, I'm a UBI guy. So to me, I would give them more than disability. So it's not the fact I'm trying to take money from them, or I'm not trying to make their pain, like I'm not trying to minimize their pain. But I'm just trying to see, I see a lot of stuff that I just don't agree with. If you get denied disability in Utah, you have to wait 22 months. And they'll wait, believe me, they'll wait. I've seen it. To get court hearings. So yet getting disability is a job. It's a full-time job. I saw my sisters go through it. It's a full-time job, and you got to jump through more hoops than you'd ever have to jump through working at Walmart. Let me tell you something. If you think it's a pain in the ass to deal with an asshole at Walmart, you haven't dealt with the court system, with the doctors, with the psychiatrist. And let me tell you something. You're going to deal with it because you got one choice or the other. So true. So yes, getting disability is a job. It is. You also have to get a doctor. I've seen it. I know it firsthand. Good job, Ryan. Norma. Hey, Norma. Hey, Sam. I got here late, and I won't be here long. Well, thank you for coming. I have to drive to Maryland. Okay. Safe travels to you tomorrow. I love you, Norma. I'll be catching up on some live feeds. Good to see you, and safe travels to you. I've missed my long drive. Well, have fun. That's the only good part. Well, have fun. Be careful. Once you go over Delaware and you get into Maryland, it gets very congested from Maryland to D.C. and to Virginia. Shout out to Upper Marlboro, Maryland. People I used to know there. But safe travels, Norma. Love to you. Ryan, getting disability, all caps, is a huge process. I know family members that went through it. Air Mob, what's up, man? It feels so good to hear someone co-signing on things that I believe in. Well, love and respect. It assures me that I'm not crazy. You're not crazy, but I'm not trying to say other people aren't crazy either. So, again, I'm not trying to take food out of people's mouth. I'm not trying to take the handicap sticker off Joey's thing. I'm just saying this is how I feel. I don't want to take money away from people. I want to give people more money, but I just want to say I'm not playing that. I don't want to hear the fact that no one tried to help you. And I don't want to hear the fact that you have it so bad, but you still like driving a nice car. Or you still, look, shit, Dodge Charger, fucking nice car, man. I don't know. That's my opinion. It assures me that I'm not crazy for thinking. I'd rather die alone too. We all die alone. I agree with that, brother. Air Mob, stay positive and stay compassionate. Joey, I love you. Look, everyone, I love you. This is just my experience and my thing. But again, I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I don't want to take money out of anyone's hand. I don't want to take food out of anyone's mouth. But I'm just sharing my perspective. Journey with Jordan. In California, they have a program called Safe Park. I heard about that. But you have to comply to their rules. That's why most people don't want to go to a homeless shelter, because you have to comply to certain rules. Most people don't want to go to a safe park because you have to enroll in a program, you have to disclose your situation, and you have to give them a lot of information, and you got to comply to their program. Like, you may actually have to put effort into getting a job. Like, from what I read with the safe park, you have to enlist in the program, and you have to show that you're applying for a job, and like within 3 months or something, you're either going to get one or you can't stay there indefinitely. Because a lot of times, people don't want to get involved in that because they don't want to stay there indefinitely. They want to stay indefinitely. They're not looking to get better. They're looking to live this lifestyle forever, and that's why they want to live on the street. That's some people, not all people. All right, let's continue to read. Where you sign up and you stay in free parking. Yes, but it comes with, like everything comes with strings attached. And then he goes different type of electric access, etc., security. Yes, great, except CA is a disaster. CA is not a disaster. It has the wealthiest population in America. That's the highest GDP output than any other state. If it wasn't for California, our economics in America would be totally downhill. So they carry a big portion of wealth, okay? And they create jobs. They created YouTube. Where was YouTube created? Where was Google created? In Silicon Valley, okay? So where was Tesla created? Silicon Valley. SpaceX, Silicon Valley. So all the different major technological innovations that you guys look at, from free porn to YouTube to 50 different Netflix accounts that you create fake emails for, it all comes from Silicon Valley, a big portion. So CA has a lot of great things to offer. But most people will not enlist in that Safe Park program, just like many other programs, because they don't want to conform to any type of disclosing of their full situation. Like Trump doesn't want to disclose all his tax returns. You know, Joey or someone in this situation, they might want to disclose all their information. And they don't want to comply with the rules. Like, I guarantee you, if I give you one of my family members right now and you say, look, you can stay here free for 3 months, but you have to apply for a job, you have to do this, you have to do that, they won't do it. I know someone that was staying in an RV park. They said, we'll let you stay in an RV park for free. All you got to do is rake leaves. And they didn't want to do that. So you can help some people, but you got to help yourself. And then you can't say no one tried to help you. All right, stay positive. Jiggy. Joey Malone. I have, I don't know. And then, I'm sorry. Maria is replying to Joey. And she says, I don't know how to pronounce this. Anti-losing spondylitis. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. And pain affects her hips. I hope I don't need hip replacement for a long time. Well, Mary, are you able to walk? What do you do? Because the worst thing for pain is to sit idle. So if you have a bad hip, if you have a bad knee, I'm not trying to say like you should work in a ditch as a construction worker. I did that. But I'm trying to say, like, you can be a telemarketer. You could be a telemarketer. All you got to do is sit your ass in a thing and call people up. So, and if you could drive a Dodge Charger, your hips can't be that bad, in my opinion. And even if they are, you could work on an internet. You could have a YouTube account about it. You could do a lot of different things that may not be running. You may not be a marathoner, but you have a brain. You have a process of thought. Again, I'm not trying to minimize the pain, and I'm not trying to convince you that life doesn't suck. I feel bad for you, but I can't speak to the narrative that no one's trying to help you. You have a lot of opportunity in society to help yourself as best you can. And, I want to make life better for you, but I'm just trying to say this was how I'm thinking. Air Mob, keep preaching, Professor. Thank you, brother. I love you. Courtney, stay. I don't know what that means. Joey, at Mary, doctors are hesitant about giving replacements because they say they don't last long and may be good for a while, and they don't keep them in until they basically give up. Well, what's the answer then? You're going to stay the way you are. You don't want to do surgery. And I know a couple people that got them. If you're young enough, the time to get a replacement is when you're young. The longer you wait, the harder it is to recover. I know someone that had an ALC replacement. I don't know. Did I know someone that had a hip replacement? I've seen a couple athletes that had a hip replacement. Gabby Reese's husband, who was a surfer, he got a hip replacement. He's running around now. So the time to get it is when you're young. If you don't want to get it, I understand. Like, I don't even want to go to the dentist sometimes. But then you can't complain that no one tried to help you. I have a family member that's got all fucked up teeth, and she's got Medicare. She can go to the doctor for get her teeth fixed. But she bitches that no one wants to help her. So again, I take everything with a grain of salt. Mary, Sam, I'm a retired banker. Okay, how old are you? and the regular homeless people downtown where I worked all received SSI check. You'd be surprised at the difference in the street behavior versus cashing check at bank. Well, I spent time in the street, so I wouldn't be surprised, but I appreciate your comment, Luke. And when I was speaking about mental toughness and alone, I was speaking of people in general. For myself, I'm a fighter. There you go, brother. I will always make it with God's grace. I like that, brother. Prayer emoji to you. Lauren, did you look up Kia Narrow? Yes, I did look it up. Thank you. It's too long and too big. I don't need that much space. So I didn't like the shape of it. I didn't like how big it was. I'd rather have my car or Chevy Trax. I like small, cute, and compact because I don't want a lot of space. So that's just me. But thank you, though, Luke. Speaking on behalf of cars, does the older Prius have more room in the back than the newer one and is wider and one's bigger? I'm not sure, brother. Maria, Joey, at Joey, she goes, I hope I'm long away from it. I'm in an AS group on Facebook, and some have had hip replacements. There you go. You're on Facebook. You could also be a telemarketer. Maria, I understand what you mean. Jalen, I have Walmart neighbors. It's kind of nice. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Norma, she gave 2 shirts, and that's a dress. Somebody with like a hula hoop around them, a pants, a ninja outfit, bikini outfit. I'm not a MILF. I couldn't find any panty emojis. Well, let's take the panties off then. So I'm just going to throw an entire wardrobe at you. Love to you, Norma. Good to laugh. God bless you and safe travels, Norma. I love you. Black Sheep, what's up, man? I have Walmart neighbors as well. Laughing out loud, it's the best. The best part about it is you can start your car and leave anytime. That's the best part about it. Jason? Sam, I work at Home Depot. There you go, brother. I am also on disability. There you go. And I am also on disability, he says, with a broken neck. I have no family. I have to get up for myself on my own. There you go, brother. You're doing the best you can. And I hope your life continues to get better for you. Ray J, you still on that plant-based diet? Yep, always will be. I'll change my life. So I lost 200 pounds. I've sustained it off. Well, no, I put on 50 pounds since I got to my lowest. I got down to 150. Right now, I float around 210 or so. So what I could tell you is I'll never go back to eating meat again. Now, again, I always say I like to be 90% plant-based. Not that I want to eat meat. I'm all for my man Swan Otto, veganism, vegetarian. I just don't like isms. And I like to give my mind 10% buffer that I don't have to put myself in a box. But I will have a plant-based diet to the day I die. That's how I changed my life. Luke, Ryan B. How many miles per gallon in this city does a Prius get? I think it averages 50, but I'll let him speak on that. Norma, I grew up in a family of enablers, and codependence was just the way to be. You are so right about it just being the way to avoid yourself. Thank you. I am so glad I finally saw through the game. Yeah, it's a game. Now I'm free. Norma, stay free. Like the scriptures say, once you get free, stay free. Never go back into a relationship with someone who says no one was there to help me. Even though they got a car, they got an opportunity for education, they had the whole society looking to help them. They hate society. They say they're plotting their vengeance on how to get back at people. Those people are a complete disgrace, in my opinion. Never stay around them. Jalen Nadar, how often do you switch up your night parking spot? Just about every night. Every 2 nights, 3 consecutive nights in one same spot is the max, and that's usually at a campground. If I'm at a campground, I can stay up to 14 days. But on average, I may go back to the spots, but I try to keep a rotation because I want to stay compliant and legal so I don't have any problems with the law. And I don't want to have patterns. Like I have some patterns, you can't avoid it, but I don't like to have patterns because you got to be wise out here in the street as best you can. Norma, another great topic, Sam. Real talk. Thank you. Jason, I tried to do watering at Home Depot. There you go. I have a handicap tag as well. I'm not mad at you. I do walk slow. Well, see, that's all right. You're doing what you got to do. I do hate people using the system. You know what I mean? I agree how you think. Thank you, brother, for that comment and for sharing your life. And what you say, I agree, Sam. Jason, love and respect, and I pray that you get a promotion at Home Depot, brother. Keep doing you, man. Good job. Joey, I have vascular, forgive me if I say this wrong, brother, I don't know how to say that, neurosis from a blood disorder. It causes blood to supply to be cut off and your bones die. My hips are dying. Okay, so what do you do all day? Do you just sit and watch TV? Do you sit and watch YouTube? How do you get in your Dodge Charger if you're dying? We're all dying. I'm terminally ill. We're all going to die. Now, if you can't get out of bed, if you can't do anything, then why do you have a Dodge Charger? So if you can get in a Dodge Charger, where do you go? What do you do? So it's like, I'm not devaluing, and I feel bad for you. I'm not trying to hurt you. But one is I want to say we're all terminally ill. Now, some people are suffering. You may be suffering, but your life is only getting worse by you just sitting and watching YouTube, unless you're totally decaying and you can't even get out of bed. And if you can't get out of bed, then why would you even have a Dodge Charger? So that brings me back to my original question. Like, I see people running or walking very fast. They pull up in a Dodge Charger, doing past the speed limit, then they pull into a handicap spot, and then they damn near run into the convenience store, and they get frustrated that there's a line. So if that's not you, it doesn't apply. But if that's you, we just disagree, but I love you, and I don't want you to suffer. I'm sorry you're going through a tough time. Tony? Sam, how's life, brother? I'm doing the best I can. Tony, saxophone emoji and hydration break to you. I'm sweating my ass off, man. I love you, Joey. Stay positive. Journey with Jordan. I told my mom, because my mom is 71. She has a decaying knee. She has two bad knees. She's obese. She has diabetes. She's in bad physical condition. She could barely walk. And what I told my mom was the next thing she needs to look into is a van with like a motorized wheelchair. She has a regular wheelchair now, and I push her when I go see her. She has a walker and different things. But I told my mom the same thing I would tell anyone that has serious physical disability. To keep your independence, then you should get a van, and you should get like a motorized cart like they have at Walmart and other places, because that's ensuring your independence. Now, if you don't need that, then you can walk. Now, but if you need that, then even if you don't want to get hip replacement surgery, you should get that type of automobile. That's what I tell my mom. So I'm not telling someone else that I wouldn't tell my mom the same thing. That, Ma, if you're really in bad shape, you should get a van with a motorized handicap thing, because then you really need a handicap sticker, because you're utilizing a resource to give yourself independence. But if you can still jump out of a sports car, I don't know, man. I don't know. Tony, how's life? Doing the best we can. Journey with Jordan. Thank you again, man. Love to you, brother. Thank you. Joey, my Dodge Charger is a V6 all-wheel drive. It's slowest one they make. Joey, you're killing me, man. You're killing me, man. I love you, man. Stay positive. I love you, Joey. Good to laugh, though. Good to laugh, Joey. Journey with Jordan. Laughing, Jason. I tried to super chat. That's all right, brother. I don't know my password, brother. Don't worry about it. There's no manipulation. There's no pressure here, brother. I appreciate anyone who does tip, but if you don't, there's no pressure. And if anyone out there is in financial ruin, do you. Save up your money and do what you need to do for yourself. I want to support my inspirational nomad, but just to leave in the comment, hit the thumbs up. That's it, brother. There's no stress. I appreciate the people who do Journey with Jordan. Jacob, thank you, but there's no pressure and there's no manipulation going on. Thank you. Journey with Jordan. At Joey. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you or your disability. I second that, and I think Joey gets it. And if he doesn't, I understand that too. But I'm not mocking anyone with a disability. I'm not trying to belittle their suffering. But I'm also speaking to you as if you're my friend and my family member, which I do speak to my family members like this, and some of them I don't speak to. So I think those who are mature can understand what I'm saying in context. Those who aren't, we're never going to get along. So I understand that too. Sean P. Hey, what's up, man? Positive dude. Thank you, man. With a positive message. God bless. Sean, God bless you also. Thank you. Joey, I know the Dodge Charger thing is hilarious. Joey, thank you for laughing, man. Journey with Jordan, 2 thumbs up. Thank you, man. Tony, hell, I like to be alone. Me and you on the same page, Tony. Good to see you, brother. Most of the time now, I just play. Keep playing your saxophone. Creativity is self-care. Amen. And he goes, he likes to play his saxophone. Oh, I'm sorry. And one day, he has planned. I'm sorry. Hell, I like to be alone. He goes, I like to play. I have to socialize, but I hope one day to be like Charlie Parker. I don't know what it is. So I can play by myself. Okay, it must be a solo saxophonist. Okay. Paul Piper, what's up, man? Things aren't always the way they seem. I know. And a lot of times people say that no one was there to help them and things aren't always the way they seem. A lot of people were there to help them, but they didn't want to take the help. They didn't want to get out of the bed and they wanted to play the game. Now, some people may have a serious disability, but they also have the ability to create a lot of different profiles, to shop at stores all night long, to argue with people. So a lot of times things aren't at all what they seem. I totally agree. Tony, the rich get richer while the poor get poorer. Well, I agree. I mean, I also want to acknowledge, though, that America still has a lot of opportunity. And even Trump, he's doing some good things. There's some things I disagree with. Now, again, I'm a UBI guy. I would like to see a base bottom put in our country. I would like to see basic universal health care, basic. And I would like to see some, cut the bureaucracy, cut the games. No one has to go apply for disability. No one has to go do Social Security. Everyone's getting a set amount, okay? A basic amount. $1,000 or less is still living in poverty. So you're still going to need a job. Now, some people won't work. That's fine. That's up to them. But there's going to be no more like game playing. There's going to be no more bureaucracy. It's going to be a clean cut. We want to give a base bottom, a basic level of services in the richest country in the world. But we're still capitalist. You still have to go out there and be innovative and work for a living if you want. You don't have to. And you still, if you want to advance, if you don't want to live in poverty, you're going to have to put a little effort into your life because that's how society builds. But if you don't want to, that's fine. But, it's going to be a balance. Coach 9500. Sam, do you believe there's a lot of homeless people in the state of Florida? A little bit more. But I did the research. If you Google it, the highest level of homelessness is in New York City. That's number one. Then I think the second place is California. Florida's up there, but it's not the top. So I spent a lot of time in New York City. There's more homeless in New York City, believe it or not, just because of population mass. But there are a lot of homeless and panhandlers in Florida and in California, mainly for the weather. But you'd be surprised in New York City how many homeless people there are, even though it freezes at night. I did some videos on it in the beginning of my channel about a guy had his tent set up on I don't know what it was, 57th Street. So I've seen it, and I haven't lived a sheltered life. And so I'm not surprised that there's more. I don't want to say there's some more homeless, but there's more. It's easier to see because the weather's always nice, so there's more people outside. So it's more evident. But by numbers, statistically, New York, I believe, in America has the highest numbers. But that's just because they have a big population. It's all percentages. But again, wherever there's good weather, there's going to be drifters or nomads or homeless because the weather, allows people to be outside more. Tony, I'd say California. Hell, the whole West Coast. Surprisingly not, it's New York City, but West Coast is up there, but that's strictly because of weather. Good job. Tony, laughing greasy soup. That's the sign of bad soup. I totally agree with that. I make my own out of stock. Well, Tony, good job, brother. Soup emoji to you. Maria, Los Angeles has a high rate of homelessness, not more than New York City. People including Skid Row, not more than New York City. If you do the research, you'll see that. Good job. I agree that LA has a lot. Tony, there's way less homeless people in the mid-Atlantic. Well, there's way less people in the middle of the country. Most people are concentrated on the coast. If you do a Google research on population and where population is at its masses, it's by the ports of entry in the country, it's by the oceans, it's by the coastal lines. As you get inland in America, then there's less people and there's more open country land. That's just the way every country is like that. Even China. China's got 1.3 billion people. America has approximately 350 million. So China has 3 times more people, and that's their leverage in trade negotiation. They got 3 times the population of America. So does India. So in China, most of their land is like raw country land and mountainous land. In China, it's the same thing. Most people are concentrated in a certain area. So even though their land mass, if you Google Maps China, they got a huge, land mass. Most of the people are concentrated on one thing. Same thing with Florida. Florida has a huge land mass. Most people are on the coast. Just the way it is. Journey with Jordan. No, I disagree, brother. CA may have the highest GDP, but they are bankrupting the country, morally total disaster. Now, I'd rather have a progressive state than a totally conservative state, but you need both. You need a balance. So I don't want to be one way or another, but I respect that you have a different opinion. You're coming from Tennessee. I wish they would succeed from the union personality. Well, without unions, you have Walmart, $12 an hour. So back in the day when you had unions, you had, automobile industry with full benefits and pension. You don't have a pension anymore. So what you have is you're working at Walmart with no health benefits, and Walmart's $1 billion company and you don't even have to pay your health benefits. So you would have to pay union dues, but you would have a pension and you would have some of the best healthcare benefits in the world. So now, instead of you having a union representative, you got no one representing you. And Walmart has lobbyists representing them. Walmart, Amazon, they're all $1 billion companies with lobbyists in the government, and then they don't have to pay you benefits. So here you are, the number one cause of bankruptcy in America is medical bills. So now you're fucked. You're like, oh yeah, I live in a free capitalist society, but you got no health care. If you go bankrupt, it'll be because you don't have health care probably. And even if you take care of yourself and you eat a plant-based diet, if you're getting out of your car in Tennessee and you go running, you go in your Dodge Charger, you go park in a handicap spot and you run in there to go get a sub and you twist your ankle and you break your leg, guess what? If you don't have health insurance, if you just saved $30,000 living in your car for 2 years, you just lost it because now you got to claim bankruptcy and you got to total liquidate your assets. So unions have some good things, some bad things, but unions help my career. They help build me. They have a guaranteed pension. They have some great health benefits. So there's pros and cons to everything. I like individuality. That's why I left the union. But I understand the good and bad parts. You got to have both though, guys. Good job. Tony. Norma, drive safe. I agree with that. Avoid the traffic. Joey, try working while on morphine. Well, look, if you're on morphine, how are you driving a Dodge Charger? Try driving a Dodge Charger on morphine. I don't know how you're doing that. So it's one or the other. How much morphine do you take? How many times a day do you take it? And how are you able to drive if you're on morphine? That's a better question in my opinion. Tony, I can't speak on California. I can only speak on my state, Maryland. Isn't the best state, crimes getting lower rate? Thank God, but we don't have homeless problem here. Okay, thank you, Tony. Joey, doctors refuse to give replacements. They say they only last 10, 15 years. Well, I disagree. My mom needs a knee replacement, and they're refusing to give her pain medication because they say we don't want to give you any more pain medication because you're supposed to be solving the problem, not just taking morphine. That's what the doctors told my mom. They said, we're not supposed to be just giving you pain relievers, which is morphine. You're actually supposed to get a knee replacement. And my mom's been fighting it. So my factual life experience has seen the opposite. Maybe you have a differing experience, but I can't agree with it. Tony, Joey, they do say you don't last long at all, especially if you're active. Well, what's the answer then? Just have morphine the rest of your life? You got one or two options. You're either going to have a replacement and let it last for 15 years, or you're going to take morphine all your life. You can't do both, though. And, look, a car doesn't last more than 15 years. Does that mean you should not get a Dodge Charger? When you bought your Dodge Charger, did you say, oh, no, it's not going to last more than 15 years. I'm not going to get a Dodge Charger. No, you got one. Said in 15 years, I got another one. So, look, guys, we can't play the game, guys. Can't do it. Joey, after 2 replacements, they cannot be successful. That's why they make you wait. Maria, Sam, I retired early from banking as a business analyst after 24 years due to a disability at age 44. The arthritis disease, I couldn't say the first part, I have is debilitating, but I am financially stable. Okay, thank you. Well, what do you do all day? Do you just sit at home? Because I can't think that would make it better. The different arthritis commercials I've seen, I could be wrong, but you could tell me if I'm wrong. They basically say a body in motion stays in motion. So I would think for arthritis that the more you sit idle, the more your bones deteriorate. I can understand you can't be active all day, but I would think the more you sit idle, the more your bones and your muscle tissue deteriorate. And even if you need like a motor-sized vehicle, I would think it'd be more healthy for you, especially if you're financially stable, to get a motorized wheelchair and at least go outside and wheel back and forth and do some arm exercises and do something. Because if your body's just sitting idle, your body's decaying at a faster rate. I mean, that's just science. Will be. Thank you for another great night, Samuel. Brother, love and respect back to you. Peace emoji and all those things. God bless you, my brother. Maria, I focus daily on taking care of my health. I walk most days. Good job. I eat healthy. Good job. No processed foods. Good job. Which cause inflammation. I agree with that. Good job. And joint pain. Good job. Cannot be overweight with back and hip pains. Good job. All right. Good job, Maria. I'm tough. Cut the war and give me $1 trillion a year. I'm not mad at you. Look, guys, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad if they say they want to give everyone $1 million a year. Do I care about inflation? No. Let the whole thing explode. I don't care. Vicky. Hey, Vicky. Hand wave emoji. Sammy, 421 days. Vicky, love and respect to you. I'm praying for your family. I pray for your son. I know Vicky's got a disabled son. Vicky, what's your son's disability, if you want to share with it? And I think add some perspective to this. I believe she had a son that was born with a disability. She's a full-time caretaker. So obviously that's a whole nother dynamic to this conversation. But Vicky's been helping her son her whole life. And you get help from the state too, right? Like the state pays her to stay at home and take care of him. And that's why she was researching which state to move to, because they all have different amounts. So even though it's a tragedy to have a child born with a disability, a lot of people are helping her. So the point is, it's a tragedy, and I don't wish suffering on anyone. But there's a lot of systems out there that provide a lot of help. It doesn't make life better. I'm not here trying to sell you like life is great. I'm just trying to say there's a lot of things out there that help a lot of people. Joey, my doctor ordered aqua therapy. There you go. Get you a hot MILF to give you some aqua therapy, man. I agree about laying around. Did good job, brother. I also have, forgive me if I say this wrong, scoliosis, I'm sorry, and degenerate disc disease. Well, I heard about that. My sister got that. Well, they say she got that. I don't know. Not moving makes you feel like to tighten. Well, that's what they said about my sister. She got that and an autoimmune disease, but she sleeps all day. She goes to the gym every day. She curses my mom. She shops all night, and she's very nasty. So, look, in my opinion, some of what she has is legit, and I don't wish that on anyone, but she's also just a little bit of a contentious person. She always has been. Tony, M tough. I agree, man. M tough. NYC has the worst homeless. It's statistically, yes. Psychos who scream at you. I've seen that. Totally mentally ill. I've seen that down here too. I just seen that today. I just avoid them. But they're out here, and I don't act like they're not. They are. Jason. Disabled Dodge. Let's not laugh at that. Sorry for your health. If you're driving, yeah, I don't want to mock anyone, but you guys know what I'm saying. If you are driving, that can't really believe it. I gave up on my motorcycle because of my broken neck. Thank you for sharing. Oh, you're also disabled, and you work in a full-time job. And carpal tunnel surgery in both hands. I gave up my license. Jason, thank you for sharing, man. What do? You Uber to work? Journey with Jordan. Charlie Parker was also a heroin addict. I didn't know that. That died in the early 30s. Thank you for sharing. Revolutionized jazz. I didn't know that. In a very short time. Well, thank you for sharing. I didn't know that. My sister was a heroin addict. Thank you for sharing, Journey. Jason, for a motorcycle. Thank you, Jason. That's interesting. Maria at Joey. Excuse me. She also has degenerate disc too. But now I don't know if that has something to do with the excessive amount of pills that my sister took, because my sister took an excessive amount of medication that she kind of played the doctors to keep giving her more, and she lays in bed all day. So I think laying in bed all day and some of that medication messed up her teeth and her back. I could be wrong, but that's what I saw, at least in my life experience, but I don't know. Joey? I can't afford to trade his car because it's too hard to get a car loan while receiving benefits. My wife does most of all the driving. Thank you for sharing, Joey. Tony? Journey with Jordan. Everyone has problems. I agree with that. But yes, he did have demons. Well, yeah, we all do. And we all need grace. Look, I totally agree with that. Maria? No pain meds, walk and change diet helps control pain. I agree. The best it can. That prescription pain meds. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. As best you can. Tara! Hey, Tara. Forgive me, I ain't gonna say that right. Opiate epidemic. Yeah, I mean, a drug epidemic. That's been around, but there's always been drugs. There's always been, now, instead of a crack dealer on the street, what you have is Walgreens and the pharmaceutical company. Now, some drugs are needed, and some people in here that are speaking on their disability, I'm not for, taking pain medication away from them. I'm not for any of that, guys. I'm not trying to make people's life harder. I'm just trying to point out the observation that there's help out there. Does that make your life better? I understand how life sucks, but you still got to go to work, or you still got to be productive. You still got to get out of bed. Why? Not because I want to make your life harder, because it's going to make your life at least a little bit better. Sleeping in bed all day is just going to hurt you even more. But if that's what you want to do, again, I'm not saying everyone should do what I do, or everyone can do what I do. But what I'm saying, what I've seen people in my family and in life say that no one's trying to help them, and they've gotten a lot of help. They choose to live a certain way, and they have every right to do that. But then you also have every right to question, well, then just don't say that people weren't there to help you. You just decided that you wanted to give up on life. That's fine. You can give up on life, but then don't say no one tried to help you. That's all. Tony, DC's kind of bad now, but the whole DMV is low on homeless. But I hear Pennsylvania is bad, but I don't know. Joey at Maria, how do I take 30 milligrams slow release tablets twice a day, and I believe it's Norco 4 times a day. Thank you for sharing, Joey. Tony, I'm in a union. We are all covered. Yep, that's the good part about a union. It has its bad parts too. That's why I left it, but there's good and bad. Jason, I've been in physical therapy so much. Moderate exercise helps arthritis. Jason, thank you for sharing. Reserved. Hey, Reserved. You've got good questions. Sam, what are your thoughts on capital punishment? Sometimes needed. Like if you have a person who has abducted a child and seriously molested, raped her, and killed her, I believe put that person down. They're never going to change. Even if they accept Jesus, they should be forgiven, but put them down. Humane euthanization, put them down. And there's got to be hard evidence. Hard evidence in a crime like that, you put them down. I'm not like gun-ho, like I want to go around killing people. Like I remember when Donald Trump said for the Central Park 5, 5 minorities caught in Central Park that supposedly raped a girl. He took out a page in the New York Times that he wanted capital punishment. He said we should bring back the death penalty. Then years later, DNA evidence came out and said that they actually didn't rape him, someone else did. Now, I don't know all the facts, but that's what happened. And so what I could tell you is, I do think there are cases with capital punishment, but the evidence has to be there, and it has to be a real severe crime, such as child abduction and rape and things like that. And that's, in general speaking terms, that's how I feel about it. And a lot of people who are for capital punishment, like Donald Trump, they're pro-life. So they believe preserve life, but they believe if you do something wrong, kill you. So here, Donald Trump wanted to kill the Central Park 5. He wanted capital punishment. He took out a page in the New York Times, okay? So comes to find out, evidence proved they were innocent. Now, maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I don't know. I wasn't there. But what I can tell you is you can't say you're pro-life and capital punishment. I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-choice and capital punishment. Good job. Should the government be putting convicted criminals to death? In some cases, when the evidence is compelling and the crime is horrendous, yes. Vicky, Minnesota, Florida, autism. Thank you for sharing. This is her son now she's speaking about. The state pays me $3,000 a month. She lives in Minnesota currently. Thank you for sharing. If I move to California, this is good information, guys. Listen up. I will be paid $4,960. That's probably because of the high cost of living. A month, tax-free. Thank you for sharing. Plus, he had a handicap place card and he can walk. Well, but autism is a completely different realm. To me, that's a legitimate thing. So that's great information, Vicky. Thank you for sharing. How much is Florida going to give you? I think you may have told me, but see, I think they prorate it based on the cost of living in each state. Very interesting. Reserved. As your mother gets older, do you think you'll support her aid monetarily? Well, right now, she's not destitute. She has a house paid off for and a multi-family property she rents out. So she's not destitute. She has the resources. And what you're going to find is a lot of senior citizens have the resources. Some don't. So basically what's happening now is she lives with a daughter she enables. It's a complete disaster. I can't get involved. I used to try to get involved and I end up getting fucked and they still friends. So when I talk to my mom every day on the phone. I said, Ma, when you're ready to fully liquidate your assets and set you up right, whatever we do, whether you come to Florida, you stay there, I'll help you. But as long as you're fine and you want to keep both properties and you want to live with my sister, then I can't help you because I can't. I don't have power of attorney. I can't make the decisions for her. If you ever try to make the decisions for someone else, you're going to have a big argument. I've been down that road. And my mom understands that. She said, Sam, we're getting close where something's going to give. And so when something gives and my mom tells me she needs help, and the first step is not going to be buy her house. It's going to be liquidate her assets, get her situated, and then see what she wants to do and how it can co-inhabit it with me. But now I am the adult, okay? So when you're a child, when you're 0 through 18, you live under your parents' house and you live by their rules. If my mom liquidates her assets and she wants to live with me or she needs to live with me, that's fine, but it's going to be on my terms, okay? It's going to be in the state I want, where I want. Just like when I was a child, I lived on her terms. I'm going to be compassionate and loving with her just like she was with me, but it's going to be at my leadership. And that's how it was when I was little. That's how it's going to be when you're older. And that's the way it'll go. Good job. Tony, local 440 to 543 AFM. I don't like pay dues, but I have a permanent gig and insurance health benefits. It's not bad. And for the most part, stay out of my business and they stay out of my business. So, okay. Tara, I went for a jog walk today. Good job. And I can't read an hour, 20 minutes outside in the sun. Good job. Feels so much better to be outside as best you can. On a treadmill. Yeah, it's better than a treadmill. I totally agree. That's why I came to Florida. I wanted to walk outside. That was a huge reason why I came to Florida. Good to see you, Tara. Also, I'm sweating hot as hell. That's why I came to Florida too, guys. All right, let me get some fresh air, guys, and take a hydration break. Stay positive out there, guys, as best you can, man. Maria, and she's talking to Joey now. She was prescribed Narco, but she stopped taking them. And my mom takes prescription pills and she goes, Sam, I want to get a knee replacement because these drugs make me feel wacky and I don't like how I feel when I'm on them. But she's scared to get a knee replacement. And I understand that. She's 71. She's in bad health and she may not ever recover because it's going to take her about a year, 2 years to recover. So if you're in your 40s and you have that ability, I would be scared too, but you got to think about that. And then she goes, but she stopped taking them. She walked as much as she could. She changed her diet. There you go. Good job. See, my mom can't do that. She's real stuck in her ways. She cutting processed food. Yeah, my mom eats McDonald's like every day. And she drank a lot of water. Good job. Better than pain meds. My mom hates them, but she can't get away from that bad food. Good job. Reduces pain. Maria, good comment. Tony, Sam, do you still eat fish? 10% of the time I do. Good question. Jason says narcotic medication is evil. And he goes, he was on them. He got off them because they made his life worse. Now he's in recovery from being prescribed pain meds. And now he's making better progress. Jason, thank you for sharing, brother. Joey, he's talking to Maria. That diet probably helps bring inflammation down. I'm hoping after hip replacements I can get off them pain meds. Joey, keep pushing forward, brother. My heart goes out to you. Jordan, at Tony. No, I don't think he eats fish. 10% of the time I do. He's into free porn. 100% of the time I do that. And he's staying single. 100%. 100% emoji. Good, Jordan. Good job. Tony, carpal tunnel isn't a joke. I agree with that. He says slowly getting better, but I'm not going to stop doing what I love. Good job, brother. I stick my hands in Epsom salt 2 hours before I play now. Good job, Tony. Backwoods, what's up, Dylan? Hey, Sam. I hope life's going good, brother. Dylan, thank you for staying positive. 26-year-old man. You got your whole life ahead of you, brother. You're going to do great. Stay positive. Jason, working with my issues, staying positive. Good job. I got help. I also am doing to help myself. Good job. I thank God in the name of Jesus. I'm not mad at that. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. Good job, man. Maria, Jason. She's speaking to Jason Carter. I got off all my meds except muscle relaxer. Too many meds, narcotic meds, will keep you in the bed. That's what my mom be saying. Yep. I also take ibuprofen when needed. Good comment, Vicky. Okay, here's interesting. Florida is 15 to 20-year waiting list. Wow. That's amazing. I guess because everyone wants to live for. A lot of people do. Vicky, so you don't have to share this, but what are you going to do then? You just going to take that financial loss or are you on the waiting list, Tony? And Tony goes, I wish my state had capital punishment. Okay. Jason, I am also going to school in fall for art. Good job. Use your creativity to be sketch artist. There you go. And painting. Good job. Ever since I got off pain meds, I am more positive, better choices. Jason, great comment, man. Maria, she's talking to Joey now. Diet was hard to begin with, but you get used to it. That's true. That's what happened to me, guys. I lost 200 pounds. I can speak to that. In the beginning, it's very hard to change your food habits, but I was in so much pain because I had nerve damage and I had muscle tissue damage that my whole body was out of whack and I felt pain every time I moved. And so that kind of curved my appetite. Like when you get sick, you just lose the ability to want to eat. So that helped jumpstart my way to health. And then over time, as I stopped eating like all the processed food, I just like kind of lost the flavor for it. Just like when you quit cigarettes, like if you stop for a long enough period of time, you don't want to even be around them. So I would agree with that statement. And then she goes, she used to drinking coffee without, yeah. And she goes, she cut out the sugar. She got used to drinking coffee without it. That took me time too. Sugar-free Jello for dessert, etc. Tony, Jason, just remember to take rest and stop your hand starts to cramp. I agree with that. Vicky, my son is cannabis. I'm not mad at that. And it really helps him. Thank you for sharing. I've heard from people it helps with pain. Thank you for sharing, man. That's interesting. Good comment. Tony, Vicky, it does to a degree. I use the lotion, okay? But it's just cold. Yeah, if I had to use medical marijuana, I wouldn't do the smoke. I would do like the brownies or something digestible because I wouldn't want to smoke it in. Like smoke's got to be still bad for you. But that's interesting. Guys, great comments tonight. Tony, everyone out there, I love you. I want you to get better. And I love everyone. And I don't want to see anyone suffering. I want everyone to get money. I don't want to take money from anyone. I don't want to take anything from anyone. I'm just sharing my thoughts on my life backwards. Sam, I'm always trying to stay positive. That's why I love you, brother. Work hard and enjoy your life. Brother, you figured out life, man. You're 26. You already figured out life. Good job, Tara. President Trump was in Panama City today. I saw that. Finally checking out the hurricane. I saw that. Michael, yeah, up in the Panhandle. No housing in Panama. No housing in Panama City is sky high. Yeah, look, that's why I do like the RV mobile lifestyle. That's the benefit is you're mobile. And you can start your car, van, or RV and just leave. Now, if you have to be stationary, then, there's other options. But if you're just a renter, that's at least you're flexible. But if you own property and if you're in a hurricane zone, you have to be mindful of that. But I believe people who own property and were in that zone, they got FEMA money. Just like there were people I knew that were in New Jersey and they lost their home to Hurricane Sandy, they got FEMA money. It took them a while. I don't know if they got all the money they wanted, but it's a process. Vicky, I'm going to take it as loss. That's wisdom. Sometimes in life, if you can, it's better to take a financial loss and reposition your life to do things you enjoy. Like a lot of people get a divorce and they say, look, I took a financial loss, but I gained peace. So sometimes that's wisdom. Let's continue to read. She goes, I want a better quality of life. I agree with that. My husband is a mailman, so he will still be okay financially. Vicky, good comment. Joey, take it easy on the Dodge Chargers. I will. I love you, man. Stay positive. They are not that bad. Joey, I love you, man. Thank you for staying with me. I know that wasn't easy. I love you, Joey. Journey with Jordan, laughing. It's good to laugh, guys. Backwoods, thanks, bro. You're a positive guy, man. I hope you have a great night, brother. Hang loose to you too, man. Tony, Sam, what kind of fish do you do? Salmon or shrimp? Salmon or shrimp, and I don't put too much seasoning on them. Just wondering. I do like crabs too. Now, I like crabs, but I got to be careful when I eat crabs because I dip them. Sometimes I get tempted to dip it in butter. Dip them in seasoning, and I can go to water and catch. Yeah. Well, Maryland's crab city capital. They got some good crabs up there. I agree with that. I would eat them. Journey with Jordan. Mailman is a good paying federal job. My dad was a USPS worker for over 20 years. They got a pension and everything. Yeah, that's true. I think they were part of a union, right? All right, guys. I love you. Thank you for everyone who left a comment. Thank you everyone who clicked the thumbs up. Thank you, Journey with Jordan, for the super chat. Thank you, Jacob. God bless everyone. Keep